Hello, my name is Scott Ingram and this is 2030 Lab, configuring routing and remote access. This is Lab 5. First we'll be configuring static IP addresses on NIC1 and NIC2 on the Windows 2008-01 and the Windows 2008-02. Then we will configure a Windows Firewall exception to allow pings on both these servers. Then we're going to test the ping. Then we will install the routing and remote access on one of the servers. Then we will configure LAN routing on the Windows 2008-01 and the Windows 2008-02. And then we will be testing the LAN routing. So let's begin our lab. Alright, according to the instructions in the Lab 5, we are to go to the LAN local area connection 1 and put in the address 192.168.10.1 with a /24 address of 255.255.255 for the subnet mask. So we have done that. Here's local area connection 2, IP version 4. We put in 192.168.11.1 with a subnet mask of 255.255.255. So we have that set up correctly on the Windows 2008-01 computer, the odd number computer. Let's switch to the 802 even numbered computer. Alright, let's go under Properties, IP version 4. Here we put in 192.168.11.2 with a subnet mask of 255.255.255, and that is on our local area connection 1. We have created a local area connection 2 here. We'll go into its properties and I'll show you the IP address that's been added. 192.168.12.2, 255.255.255 on the subnet mask. So now we have our network set up here, and next we're going to allow some ping requests to take place. Alright, we are back in the Windows 2008-01 computer. We are going to now configure a Windows Firewall exception so we can allow ping activity, because ping activity is dangerous and could be potentially harmful. But we're in a private network, so we don't care. So we're going to go under Administrative Tools. We're going to go down to Windows Firewall with Advanced Security. We're going to bring that up. We're going to click on Inbound Rules. We're going to click on a new rule. We are going to create a custom rule. And we will click Next. We're going to select the All Programs Radio button and click Next. On the protocol and port screen, we're going to click the protocol type. We're going to go down to ICMP version 4, which is an echo request protocol. And we're going to click Next. This is the scope screen. We're going to select the default values and click Next. This is the action screen. We're going to allow the connection, which is the default value, and click Next. This is the profile screen. We're going to click this at default value, where we allow domain, private, and public to work with this. And finally here the name screen appears. We're going to call this Allow Lab Ping. And we're going to click Finish. So as you see, Allow Lab Ping is now one of the inbound rules. It has a green checkbox next to it. Alright, I'm not going to show as much for the sake of time on the Windows 2008-02 machine. we're just going to go in, inbound rules, new rule, and I'll spare you some of this and show you the end result. Just going to show you where I make changes in this rule. First we'll start out, we'll make it a custom rule. Here I'll be changing to an all programs. Here I'll be using ICMP version 4. Here I'll be calling it allow lab ping after I accepted all those default values. There I finished it, and right there it is, allow lab ping in the Windows 2008-02 computer. Alright, let's do our ping testing. And as you can see, I've already went through the pings. I'm in the Windows 2008, just to show you. Let me show you here, Server Manager. I'm in the Windows 2008-01 computer. And right here I am pinging. I have pinged the 192.168.10.1, and that gives me a response. And why does it give me a response? Because it is my local area connection 1, so I'm pinging myself. I go to ping the 192.168.11.1, which is on the second NIC card in this computer, and of course it's going to ping back because that's connected to me. I go on and I ping 192.168.11.2. Now this one is not connected to me. It is actually connected to the NIC 1 on the Windows 2008-02 computer. And that card, it gives me a response. It pings back to me. So I can connect to it. Why? Well, because I'm on the same network, 192.168.11.1. It can find it there, 196.168.11.2. So it's seeing those across the network right now. Now here's the problem. I tried to ping 192.168.12.2, and it is on the second NIC card on the Windows 2008-02 computer. I get transmit failed, error code 1231. It can't see it. It's not coming up for it to see to ping back and forth because I have no network connection. I have in the network 192.168.10. I'm in the network 192.168.11, but I'm not in the network 192.168.12. And I am on a local host network, so I'm not going to connect with him. So I go over to my Windows 2008-02 computer just to show you that's where I'm at. Let me see here. I'll go to Server Manager, and there you see Windows 2008-02 computer. I pulled up my command prompt. I pinged 192.168.11.2. Now that's on the NIC card, the local area connection for this computer. And of course I got a response because I'm directly connected to that computer, aren't I? Okay, then I ping 192.168.12.2. And that's on the second NIC card, which is attached to this computer. So I would expect to be able to connect to it because I have both of those subnets connecting here. Then I go to ping 192.168.11.1. Now that's on the second NIC card on the odd number computer. And I do receive a response. And I receive that because, why? Look here, 11.1. This network, it sees this network in my local connection here. So, then I go to ping 192.168.10.1. And I don't receive that. Why? Well, there are no subnets showing here for 192.168.10. Just 192.168.11 network, 192.168.12 network. So, we have a problem. So, let's set up our routing and remote access. Now, let's install the routing and remote access server role service on both the odd and the even number computer. We're going to double click roles. Click add roles, and we enter the add roles wizard and click next. We're going to check the network policy and access services and click Next. We're going to place a check mark next to routing, and it says to add row services required for routing. And we're going to click to add the required row services. Then we're going to click Next. Then we're going to install this, and we go to Administrative Tools, Routing and Remote Access. Alright, we're going to click on our local Windows 2008-01 computer in the Routing and Remote Access and configure and enable routing and remote access server wizard appears. We're going to do this as a custom configuration and click Next. Check marks next to LAN routing and click Next. And then we will click Finish. The Start the Service screen appears. We're going to click Start the Service. Now we have a green arrow next to the Windows 2008-01 local, and we have got it set up. Alright, as you can see right here, I'm in the Windows 2008-02 computer, and this is, I've moved into my routing and remote access role. As you can see, it has the green up dot showing that it is on. I've installed it. I've got it ready to go. Now I'm going to go under static route, and I'm going to click a new static route, and I am going to type in actually the network address portion. Okay, what I've done here is I've set up this static route to take place. Whenever you see 192.168.10 network, and you know it's the network mask because it's 255, 255, 255. Whenever you see that network 192.168.10, we're going to use the gateway 192.168.11.2. And that's what we're going to do on the even numbered computer. So we'll click OK. And now we have that static route. Now we are in the Windows 2008-01 computer. I'm going to click a new static route, and I'm going to type, I'm going to make sure this is collected to local area connection 2. Okay, so I've set this static route for the local area connection 2. And it's going the network 192.168.12, and the gateway it will use is 192.168.11.1. So we'll click OK, and as you can see, there is the new static route. Alright, we're back, and this time I'll show you that we are in the Windows 2008-01 computer. And since we are in the Windows 2008-01 computer, you can see it up here also. Here is our static route. We're going to test it now and see if it works with a ping with 192.168.12.2, which did not work earlier for us. So we hit Enter. We see that the static route is working. This computer is actually doing routing. It's looking and it sees this static route, it sees this network and says 192.168.12. Well, I'll send that out 192.168.11.1, and that sends it on over to our Windows 2008-02 computer. And let's go over there now. We've set up that static address again here, 192.168.10 on, just to prove where I'm at. We're here on Windows 2008-02, and of course it says Windows 2008-02 here also. We're going to ping again and see if we can reach. This did not reach before. And as you can see, it is pinging. It's pinging because this computer is set up now like a router, and it is using a static route 192.168.10 to go out and find It's sending it out through 192.168.11.2, and that way it goes over here because there was a connection there. And so we hope you've enjoyed our demonstration today. Thank you for watching.